Greetings, YouTube. That should probably read angry white Christian straight men, but that doesn't have quite the same ring as angry white men. That three-syllable angry white men. It's a nice cadence to it, doesn't it? I'm going to be linking to a blog post today that goes very in-depth into the interesting structure of the new right's use of angry white men. Remember that in America, Caucasian males are the political majority. They are the most common people in America. They are the ones that are pandered to most often by our laws and our social structures. They are most likely Christian and white, and they have both religious and gender privileges, and they're used to them. And the changing demographics of America, politically, racially, religiously, and even when it comes to the sexual orientation of America, as more and more non-straight people come out into the open, is deeply terrifying to a lot of Americans. It seems that the foundation of America that they had stood on is suddenly shifting for them. Things are changing. And these changes are precipitated by the fact that more and more Americans that aren't of the demographics I just spoke are stepping forward and expecting to be treated equally in the public sphere. They're saying all of us need to be treated equally under the law in America. And that is deeply troubling to a large portion of American males because they don't like change, which isn't shocking. No one really likes change. But change is inevitable. The only constant in life is change. Unless it's from a vending machine. And you have to accept that fact. That if you move with the change, if you accept that things are going to change on some levels and some things, you can maintain who and what you are, even though things around you change. You do not have to hold fast to something and think that if you let go, you will lose your center. You won't. You will still be you. You just have to get used to the fact that that foundation could be an unwanted anchor. You could be holding yourself in place when there's a much better place over there or somewhere else. And you will get there if you accept the fact that the world around you is not the same today as it was yesterday. That there was never a golden age. That someone always was unhappy. And the best place we can go is into the future, where all of us will hopefully be seen as equals under the law in America, where our gender and sexual orientation and our sex and our politics and religion and our ethnicity will not be things holding us in place. They will just be aspects of who we are. And the new right has been very good at taking that fear and turning it into political action by taking the angry white men and convincing them, even though they are the demographic majority, that they are a persecuted minority. It's a trick that they've learned from the Christian community. Many Christians have persecution complexes, even though they are 78% of the population. That's a real comfortable majority, folks. Any politician in the world would if they had a 78% majority of anything, would probably be happy. But they've taken that majority status and somehow convinced those majority people, those angry white men, that they are a minority and they are deserving of fighting for their minority status, but they aren't a minority. And that is where the Tea Party comes from. They're the angriest white men. They're the ones who have been fired up by the new right's efforts to make them this persecuted minority when they are in fact not a persecuted minority. And in the process of doing this, some very ugly things have stepped forward. Mitt Romney himself was making birther jokes this week. Birther jokes! This is a man that wants to be the leader of the free world. Alright? There is a deep, deep vein of exclusivity and racism and misogyny and bigotry attached to those angry white men. And we need to show them there is no reason to be angry. There is nothing to fear. Even though our president stubbornly refuses to cease being black. That the world is going to change, and they can accept this and change and move with it and maintain who they are, or we can move along without them, and they will be swept into the dustbin of history, which will be sad, because they should share in the American experience. They are the American experience. All Americans are the American experience. All those demographics I just mentioned, they are all part of the warp and weft of what is the fabric of America. And the political machinations of the new right are tearing that fabric apart. And we need to do something about it, folks. We need to have a better, more positive view of the future. I guess that's all I got.